Well, more now on President Obama's nomination of Chuck Hagel as his new defense secretary. The former Republican senator from Nebraska has been accused of being hostile towards Israel and too soft on Iran. His first-hand combat experience in the Vietnam War has apparently left him with the view that military action abroad should be a last resort. Well, earlier we spoke to the international political strategist, George Ajjan, who's currently in Ghana, and asked him how Hagel's appointment could affect America's foreign policy.
I think it's still Obama who will be setting the tone, but Hagel is someone, as a defense secretary, who has a great deal of personal military experience, who weighed in heavily and had a pretty high profile when he was in the Senate on issues related to America's role in the world, American military interventions. He was a pretty prominent Republican critic of the Iraq War, even though he originally voted for it. And so I think it's someone who has a very high profile, and it's really an unusual choice. It's a Republican who has been really drawn more criticism from Republicans as of late than he ever did from Democrats while he was in office. I think the criticism of Chuck Hagel that he's somehow anti-Israeli is patently ridiculous. And I've been an admirer of Hagel for a number of years, and I've actually seen him at events where he's addressed this topic, and he's clearly said that this is not a zero-sum game. Having good relations with Israel is not mutually exclusive of having good relations with Arab countries and Muslim countries or trying to ease tensions between the United States and Iran. And so I think that's actually something to celebrate in a defense secretary nominee, someone who's not going to be trigger happy in terms of wanting to go to war with Iran. I think you'll see continued negotiations. You'll see continued efforts to make a more multilateral effort to end this nuclear standoff with Iran and avoid any full-scale war. I mean, that's the last thing that's in anyone's interest, including the Israelis' interests. I think the Israeli military establishment has certainly weighed in on that. You know, absent the rhetoric of Netanyahu and some of the right wing in Israel, there's no real interest or desire on their part to go to a full-scale war with Iran.
George Ajjan there.